My name is James Williams Jr. This video is not for children at all. If you are under 18, you do not need to be watching this video. Point blank period. You do not need to be watching this video. This video contains strong language and adult content, but mostly it contains strong language and adult content. So your ass, if you 12, 13, and below, your ass has got to go. Alright, here we go. So I was up the street talking with my friend about swingers and all kinds of other stuff. Alright, that's not what this video is about. It has like that much to do with it. So we was talking about sleep sex. Alright? And what is consensual and what is not. And so I have done some research on this, and it kind of surprised me to know that there have been a few cases of men reporting women for sexual assault while they were asleep. Alright? I know you're all thinking, what? So, let me put it to you like so. Alright? Sleep sex, or non-consensual sex, is still rape on some level or another. And there have been cases of women who have had sex with their partner unwillingly. Some of those women have conceived babies that way because their male partner did not want to have a baby with them, yet they have gotten pregnant. Now, the shocking turnabout is how many times these cases have popped up and the man has lost the case even though he was sexually assaulted. Alright? It's a stunning thing to look at when you think about it, because how the hell can a woman rape a man? We're supposed to be so much stronger and bigger, and in some cases that's not always the case. But there have been cases. You guys probably have to Google it because it varies from state to state. I have not gotten a full fact sheet on how many times this has happened in Virginia, but I have read about this shit in certain places because sometimes you just need to find something to read. Now, this is only like a 20% case. It's not a big number as sexual assaults against women. But as for sexual assaults against men, I'm not talking about sodomy sexual assault against men. I'm talking about woman on man sexual assault. Alright? It is a rare number, so it's in the 10 to 20% percentile. It's not like above 50%. And if it is, then I still need to do more research. But we were talking about this shit because there have been some cases, and I know for sure, I don't have the facts, but I know for sure because I've read them somewhere and not on the internet. You know, I think I read it in a library or somewhere. I know I read them somewhere, so let's just leave it there. And I probably need to get on the internet to read them, but I don't trust technology, so we'll leave that there. But there have been cases of women taking advantage of men in their sleep, which is non-consensual sex. The definition of rape is non-consensual sex. So if you are a lady and you and your man have not had that "if I wake up with a piss hard, don't touch it" discussion, then you decide to mount your man and insert him inside yourself. There's so many ways that I just cannot word this professionally. If you decide to fuck your partner while he's asleep, theoretically, if y'all have not talked and you're boyfriend and girlfriend, or if you're married, you are committing a crime known as rape. Now, in courts of law, these have been determined as a hard left, if you would, because one, y'all are married. Now, way back before the 90s, there were men who were raping their wives in their sleep, and those men, up until the 90s, pretty much walked with that because they were married and court systems were fucked up. But the roles have been reversed. In some cases, it's the women who are raping their men. However, most of those cases, the men lose, because a lot of people, and judges specifically, don't believe that a woman can rape a man. However, rape is decided in the dictionary an act of non-consensual sex. Therefore, if it's in the dictionary under non-consensual sex, if you are asleep, you cannot consent to sex. Now, if your woman wakes you up and you're the man, just, all right, just do what the fuck you want, technically, that's consenting. Now, if you wake up, if she wakes you up and says, I want dick, and you say, nah, baby, I don't feel like it, and then she mounts you anyway because you have piss hard, she is raping you. Understand where I'm going with that? Because women can rape men these days. The 90s has proven that to be a legitimate claim. Now, back in the 80s and the 70s, it was mostly men raping their wives in their sleep or forcing their wives to have sex. Lots of these things were changed during court because you were married to her, she is not your property. Now, a lot of people would like condemn me for this video, and hey, feel free. If it'll get your attention, then it's necessary. But here's the thing. If you look this shit up, you will find that the percentile of women raping men is at least in the 10 and 20% percentile. However, a lot of men, if they're raped in their sleep, will not confess or admit to it because we're men. Mixed pride and shame prevents us from doing it. It's the same thing with spousal abuse. If your woman is the abuser, most men will not go to the hospital. Most men will not go to the police station to report her because he is ashamed that he got his ass beat by a chick. So if he's getting raped and beat by a chick, it's kind of a double fuck because he's gonna go to the hospital. They're gonna treat him. They can't really perform a rape kit on him. You know, they can probably like scrape the vaginal juices off of him, but you're married, so it's like, well, he's my husband and I can do what I want story. You know, it's going to be kind of hard to prove in a court of law. But however, again, the word rape means non-consensual sex or sex by force. So you guys can Google that. I'm sure Google has a definition for rape. You probably want to clear your computer after that so people won't think that you're actually trying to be a rapist. You're just Googling the word rape. Alright? Now, again, with the spousal abuse, most men have too much pride to go down to the police station with a big black eye and a goose egg on their head from that pop bottle that his wife took to his head and says, "Officer, my wife has been beating my ass for the better part of 4 years since our marriage. And before our marriage, she used to cut me and stuff in my sleep." Because we are afraid that the officer behind that desk that we're filing a complaint to is writing all this shit down and going to check it in. But when he takes it back there to check it in, he's going to be laughing. And he's going to tell everybody in the back, "Hey, this dude out here, man, his wife beats his ass. He's a pussy. His wife's beating his ass." But here's the thing that's a double-edged sword. Especially if you live in a commonwealth. If you fight back, you might get arrested for beating your wife. So, as a man, and you being abused by your wife, you're kind of fucked either way. I mean, literally, because you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So, what do? Which goes back to, if you are being beat or raped by your wife, I'm sure there's some crisis hotline you can probably call. Most men would probably report that beating before they report that rape, unless she sticks something up his ass, which then sodomy is also a form of rape. You probably should Google that too. But sodomy is more like the prison rape kind of thing, where if your woman mounts you and vaginally rapes you, there's not much that they can really say, because they're like, well, is this her vagina juice on you? Because she might not even be a juicy chick. This is so taking a bad turn, right? But anyway, the point of the matter is that there's consensual sex and there's not consensual sex. And when it's not consensual, it's rape. It's the same thing where if you are on some serious fucking X or Molly's, or you're on some shit that completely incapacitates you, and they lay you out at a party for everybody to have at you at their will. Let's say I'm a man and I go to an all-chick party and I take some shit in my drink unwillingly. Next thing I know, I'm passed out. I got two broads, one on my face and one on my private, and then the other two come along and jerk my hands up and start putting them inside of them. You know, I didn't consent. I'm passed out. And then we got the third chick who's like got the camera, or the fourth chick or the fifth chick got the camera. Let's record this shit. Let's record this shit. We got all this shit on video. Because unfortunately, in today's world, people get stupid and record their criminal acts. All right, let's call it what it is. People do get stupid, and they do record their criminal acts. So, that's not some shit that you can just make up. People do do stupid shit and record their criminal acts. And when you record your criminal acts, you kind of deserve to get busted because you're dumb enough to record your criminal acts. Now, here's the thing. If you're with a chick and y'all are like just friends with benefits or whatever, before you decide to have sex with her, I do suggest that you take this thing and say, hey, look, I'm not going to record us having sex, but I do want to record you consenting to sex, because if you wake up tomorrow and scream rape, I want proof that you consented to sex. Now, should we all do that? Fuck yes. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want you guys to have some kind of learning experience here. And yes, women can rape men. Not just at knife point, but in your sleep. So be forewarned. Of course, men are often going to not consent to sex unless the chick is harmful on the eyes. And even then, most men will still consent to sex. Because we're men. We don't really give a shit about all this. As long as it's good down here and you're a real woman, you know, we're great. And if anybody who takes that real woman crack the wrong way, I apologize to that community. Y'all know what I meant. Y'all know who I am. I do support the alternative lifestyle. I don't live that lifestyle, but just on a side note, while I'm on that, even they have been raped. And a lot of them are afraid to go to the police too because of their transgender identity, that they are more afraid to go in because they don't want the cops and them laughing at them either. So we should all learn the do's and don'ts of sex, what's consensual, what's not consensual, and how to live with these things. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Before I make any more career suiciding moves, I'm going to end this video right now. Peace seeing you.